The less perfect it appears, the more perfect it is. Ditch the polish, gain unbreakable strength and flow. Welcome back to the Boundless Sovereign YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this series so far here on the Tao Te Ching. Today, again, reading from the John Minford translation. This is the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, chapter 45, Flawed Perfection. Great perfection seems flawed, but its practice never fades. Great plenitude seems empty, but its practice is never exhausted. Great straightness seems curved. Great cleverness seems clumsy. Great eloquence seems to stammer. Movement prevails over cold. Calm prevails over heat. Clarity and calm set all under heaven to rights. And as with our daily tradition, I'll also be reading from the River Master's commentary here on chapter 44. A ruler perfect in the Tao and the power seems flawed. Puts aside name and fame, buries praise. The Taoist seems flawed, but attains the perfection of the moment and is never exhausted. And I'll also be reading today Magister Liu's commentary as well on this chapter. With calm and clarity, selfish thoughts and desires diminish. This is to practice non-action, to be busy about no business, the so of itself. This is natural imperfection, natural emptiness. It is to be naturally curved, naturally clumsy, to stammer, but never to fade. The Taoist, however clear and calm he may be, knows his own insufficiency, his own imperfection. The Taoist seems imperfect, but contains a deeper perfection. The Taoist returns home to non-action, to the inexhaustible. This is the great perfection which sets all under heaven to rights, which sets the person to rights. The Taoist cleaves to the true breath energy of the Tao, which fills the universe. I am the Tao, and the Tao is me. All right. Here it is, chapter 44, and here are, I'm sorry, 45. Getting confused here. And I'm gonna make a reference to something that is changing our society dramatically right now, and it's the age of AI. And one of the issues with AI, and if you haven't noticed this already, maybe this will bring some light to you, that AI generated images, AI generated text, AI generated anything with no human intervention either looks fundamentally crazy. If you see some of those images where things are kind of like all over the place, it's getting better. Or it's super perfect. It's super just like exactly how you would it's like too perfect, right? It's like almost like not real perfect, right? And so when you see that and you recognize that what you actually look is for imperfection. And I would say that a lot of the videos that I've done, right, the best videos that I make are the ones where I kind of go unscripted, right? I have the hook in the reading, right, that is what it is. But then it's this commentary afterwards, which I have no idea when I start where or what story I'm going to tell, what reference I'm going to make, or how things are going to relate to the chapter. And that imperfection, even in the way I speak, in the stutters and the stops and the silences and the ums and the ahs, it makes it more real. It makes it more perfect in a way, but easier to listen to, better to listen to. And you tell me, I'll be interested to know in the comments. Do you find that as you listen to AI-generated content, say if you're watching a video that's AI-generated, do you notice that you actually are like less inclined to listen to it? At least I've noticed that if once I recognize that it's AI-generated and that it seems like too perfect, and I'll give you another example. I love listening to Alan Watts, and there's tons of videos of Alan Watts, his actual recordings, right? And there's he's got his foundation that's released re-released all his recordings. And so if you know how he talks normally, and he's kind of like, he's got a flow, but he's also like kind of pauses sometimes. Eckhart Tolle is the same way, how he's got these long silences in between what he says. So if you hear something that's AI generated, that's of him, it sounds so smooth. You're like, oh, that's not really a recording of him. And then what that leads to me to think is like, is what I'm hearing right now, even though it sounds like his voice and it sounds similar to things he said, is that exactly what he said? Is that exactly what he intended? And so there's this fakeness that's pervading the internet, and it's not awesome right now. My fear is that eventually AI will get good enough to actually mimic humans so well that it'll start to mimic the stutters and stops and make it even harder to distinguish the truth, which is scary in its own right, because once it gets to the point where it gets so good that you can't discern the truth, it's we're in a different world. The River Master said, "A ruler perfect in the Tao, and the power seems flawed." It's true, because it's like if you're not like again, the more perfect you appear, the more unperfect you probably are, and the less perfect you appear, the more aligned with the Tao you tend to be, right? The Taoist seems flawed but attains the perfection of the moment, which is the idea of non-action, right? It's flawed because maybe you're not using force to achieve everything you set out to do, but you have the knowledge and the focus and the awareness of the present moment, so much so that you can discern the right actions at the right time, which aren't going to appear as though they are correct to the outsiders looking in. And especially folks that are focused on force and using force in the world to create desired outcomes, that they'll see some of the actions. And I get this a lot. My boss sometimes will be like, well, I would just go and do this. And I'm like, well, I appreciate that. And I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. And sometimes I have to kind of remind him that there's an unfolding that has to happen, and not everything is right now, right here. And a lot of times you'll get a better outcome if you allow reality to unfold in its own right, in its own timing, and don't spend a lot of time focused on forcing a specific outcome. Because a lot of times, and I mentioned this in previous videos recently, the desired outcome can be much better if you allow the unfolding to happen, because what you think you might want or desire might not be the best potential outcome. And if you are in the moment flowing with the Tao, the spirit of the universe can unfold in a way that could be 10x what you thought could have happened. And so there's this another level that you attain when you allow the Tao to flow and not force outcomes. So, hey, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. This was chapter 45 of the Tao Te Ching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We are the Boundless Sovereign YouTube channel, and we'll see you all in the next chapter, chapter 46 of the Tao Te Ching.